is it with all this hair? There's hair everywhere. Is it mine? Is it mine? Is it Zoe's? Welcome back, Awakening Beauties. It feels so good to be filming some content today. I've been traveling and life is lifing and I'm so happy to be back in my little filming studio to be filming some makeup content, which is my favorite thing to do. And today I'm going to be trying these new makeup brushes from Anisa Beauty. I've heard so many great things about this brand and they were having a sale. And so yeah, I'm excited to try these out. I also did buy a few brushes also during the BK Beauty sale. A couple of backup brushes that I already had, but I kind of wanted one additional of them. And then a couple of new ones. So we'll maybe use those today as well. And I do have some new makeup to try out. If you watch my content, you'll know that I am a huge fan of a stick foundation. And so I got the lifter sticks from Maybelline to try out because I've heard really good things about this formula. And I also love a stick blush, so I got one of the colors in the Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick from Charlotte Tilbury. I also got the new Charlotte Tilbury dual-ended lip liners to try out, see what that formula is like. And also Bobbi Brown has a new eyeshadow stick that's dual-ended, so I got one of those. And I got the new Dibs. Everything it seems like is dual-ended that I got. So I got the new Dibs mascara, which I think I have really high hopes that this is going to be the mascara of my dreams. So we'll talk about that when I get to it. And I also got the Wonderskin lip stain. It's supposed to be an all-day lip stain. So I'm actually going to start with this and stain my lips before I go to do any lip products. Okay, so you're supposed to put this on and let it sit for a minute and then wipe it away with a damp cloth. This seems sort of like a solution for those of us who basically have lost a lot of their lip color as they've gotten older. For reference, I'm 52, almost 53 years old. And so my skin needs have changed and I'm always looking for products to work with my ever-changing skin. So let's try this out. I got the color, I think it's called Adore is the color. Okay. This is not the lip stain I thought I was buying. This is the first time, obviously, that I've put it on. Okay. I don't know if it'll peel off. I think I'll just use this damp rag. Something I forgot to do. I was going to exfoliate my lips before I came in here, but I forgot. So I do see like a little additional staining in some of my dry patches, and my lips feel really dry now. But I do think that they got a little pinker. But I think I'm gonna have to go, because I didn't bring, well, I'll just use this gloss for now. This is the Hourglass, forget what it's called, but it's in the color Slip. It's this balmy. I need something on my lips before I get started. It did add some color to my lips, so all right. Not a total flop. I will say it sort of burned when I put it on my lips, and it is very drying. So 2 things to note. It is hot, y'all. It is very hot. I'm in South Florida and it's been in like close to 100 every day this week. I'm gonna start with the Grippy serum. Normally I wouldn't use a primer when I'm trying out a new product for the first time, but because I know how this primer works and that it adds a little bit more grip and it also hydrates a little bit, I really like this primer. I'm liking it for using with my stick foundations. This is from Maybelline, so you would think that maybe their products would work together. Okay, we're gonna, well, I dropped it and it broke. not a great start. Gotta slow down, Robin, gotta slow down. All right, I got it on my shirt. I am going to have to go change shirts. Okay, we're gonna stick with the white theme and try not to do that again. So let me be very, very careful. That's very disappointing. Using the Anisa Pinnacle brush. This is supposed to be good for liquid foundations or stick foundations. I like the way that feels. It's very soft. Yeah, I really like the way that's blending. Maybe I can take what's on the edge here and just put it on over here. Maybe I can push it down. Okay, so this lifter foundation stick, other than the fact that I dropped it and broke it, is actually really nice. And this color, I got the color 25, and it looks good. And the formula, I really like that formula. Very creamy, like hydrating, but not overly dewy. And I tell you, I see no brush strokes. That is really good. I think the combination between the two of these is probably what's making it so good. I would say it's like a little thicker than the Essence foundation stick that I recently bought. When I say thicker, like a little more coverage, a little heavier coverage. Wow, I am very impressed. I don't know if it's the brush or if it's the lifter stick, but maybe it's both. I'm excited to try this brush with liquid foundations, but that just went on beautifully. Like even in my 10X mirror, I can't see any brush strokes. It's not crunching up around my nose. I don't know how else to describe it. Sometimes you get that like breaking up around your nose. Probably because I also used the primer has helped with that. But that looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and use the L'Oreal True Match for my concealer. This has been on repeat ever since I tried it out in, I think it was my last video, that was all L'Oreal products. And it went with me on vacation. I recently went to an improv festival, which is why I haven't filmed in a couple of weeks. And yeah, if you're interested in that, I always put a link in my description to my other channel. It's called Robin Freebird. That's where I put my improv performances. If you're interested, I was there with my friend Catherine, and we have a troupe called Catbird. So that was a lot of fun. This is the Anisa Angled Concealer Brush. I'm very interested to see if this performs as well as my BK Beauty ones that I just adore. This is doing a really good job. It's a little like denser, like that Pinnacle brush felt very soft, and this feels, it's soft, but it's got an angled head and it's a little more densely packed. I bet this would be good for some of your heavier concealers, but my goodness, that looks great. Zoe is digging again. This has become her new thing this past year. She's really gotten into digging. So far so good. The complexion is looking really amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows really quick. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow. In case you're new to my channel, welcome. I didn't say that, and I didn't introduce myself very much at the beginning of this video. I love to play with makeup, as probably many of you do, because you've clicked on this video. Since I am over 50, looking for things that work really good for more mature skin, but also they have to be easy. They can't be too fussy of products. Now, sometimes I like to do a fussy look. Now, don't get me wrong, but I want things that look good in real life. Yes, of course, I want it to look great on camera, but it's got to look good in actual life. Otherwise, I won't wear it if it doesn't look good in actual life. I just can't get over how good my skin looks. Now I'm gonna use a little NYX brow glue. I've started using this again. I've let my brow hairs get long. I haven't trimmed them in a long time. And I honestly haven't been like doing any plucking, like very rarely. I probably could use a little plucking, but yeah, my brow hairs have, if you see when I comb them up, they've gotten quite long, but then I just am combing them over. Just trying to keep them as thick as I can, especially as we get older, our hair starts thinning out everywhere. I think I'm gonna go back in with that True Match and just do, I don't think I brought, no, I didn't bring an eyeshadow base. So I'm just gonna do a little bit on my lids. I'm gonna go ahead and use a different brush. I'm gonna use the Nikki LaRose N14. I just got this. This is a multitasking brush. It's supposed to be good for concealer. So let's try that out. I didn't know I was gonna be getting these brushes when I ordered the Anisa brushes. They took 2 weeks to get to me. So I had actually a little bit longer than 2 weeks to get to me from when I ordered them. They took a long time. So in the meantime, BK Beauty had their sale and I was like, well, there's a few brushes I still want from BK Beauty. So let me go ahead and order those. But that worked great. That is nice. Oh, hey, thanks so much for being with me today. You know, a lot of you are watching and you're not subscribed. But I got a secret for you. It's free to subscribe. It's free. You don't have to pay a thing to subscribe. And by subscribing, you keep getting my content served up to you. And I hope you will subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you know right when I upload. All right, I really appreciate it. I know you're gonna subscribe. I can feel it. Now, back to the video. So I love a good eyeshadow stick. And so I got the Bobbi Brown dual-ended long wear cream shadow stick in, sorry, I keep burping. I'm not even drinking anything. And certainly I don't have anything carbonated. What's wrong with me? So it's dual-ended. It has 2 colors. One is a matte, which typically I don't do great with mattes with eyeshadow sticks. But this is called Heat Ray. No, this is called Biscottik, and this is Heat Ray. So this is just like a taupey beige color, and this is kind of a copper color. So from what I saw, I'm just gonna work one eye at a time, because I find with mattes that they dry down more quickly. I think I'm gonna use the N16 brush to blend that. This is a great concealer brush, but also great for liquid or cream eyeshadow products. My concealer is breaking up a little bit in here. I wonder why. Yeah, this is kind of taking off the product, this brush. I'm gonna have to touch that up a little bit. But I feel like this is a really good everyday color, and you wouldn't even necessarily have to use the copper, but I'm going to, because why not? I'm just blending that with my finger. I'm really going for sort of a more natural look today. There's a few products I realized that I didn't bring in here. Like I didn't bring in an eyeliner. So I think I might just skip that today. But I like that. This does give you time to work with it, which is good. I've had real hard time with certain eyeshadow sticks, like the Fenty, they're matte. It was very difficult to work with. It dried down like immediately, and then it got kind of cracked and didn't look good. This is working really well. I'm just gonna deepen it up a little bit so that it's a little more obvious. I don't know about the color of that copper color. It's very orange on my eyes, which I don't mind. I don't mind oranges and corals, but I was not expecting it to be quite so yellow and like red, yellow and red, which makes orange. I do feel like I love an eyeliner. I think I'm gonna have to go get an eyeliner. I'll be right back. All right, I just went and got my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. This is a really good formula, drugstore formula. Very inexpensive, but I do like to tightline. And this is the, I think Denim Brown is the color. It's waterproof. It just makes a difference in making your lash line look thicker, so I do like to tightline. I was so excited to get in here, and now I'm burning up in here, so I need to speed this along. But I was so excited to be filming again and talking with all of you. I feel a little, since I haven't filmed in a few weeks, I'm a little out of practice, I feel. Let's see if I can cover up where I got a little bit too out of control there. You do have to be careful with eyeshadow sticks not to like layer too much, because that's when they can get cracked. I have to say, I don't like this as much as I like their other eyeshadow sticks that are single sticks. I don't know if it's the color or if there's something slightly different with the formula. I don't know. I haven't put my finger on what it is about this that I don't like as much. I do, and I think it's because I'm sweating. Can you see this? I am sweating so badly in here. Let me take my fan. I will be putting this makeup to the test because I will be running errands after this. Okay, I'm just going to take my makeup sponge and try to like press it back in. Honestly, it's like not the ideal conditions to be putting makeup on when it's so hot outside, and this is the hottest room in my house. Yeah, my concealer just completely like melted off and lifted up right there. So I'm gonna go in with a little more and see if I can kind of fix it. And I'm gonna stay with the Anisa brush, because I don't think it was the brush. I think it's the conditions. These lights get hot and it's like 1,000 degrees outside. Well, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it completely broke up right here and here. As if like I had been wearing sunglasses. You know how your makeup sort of gets gunked up? And that is a very good concealer. So I think it's just that I'm like sweating in here and things are like running. I'm thinking maybe I should powder right now just to kind of lock things in place. So I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Infallible Blur-Fection. This is a tapered highlight brush, but I think I'm gonna use this. We'll see how cream products work over this. It's not ideal. You kind of want to do all your creams before your powders, but things are melting. I'm not a professional. By the way, y'all, I'm not a professional. I am learning along with you. All right, we gotta move things along, huh? Things are not going. Initially, I got so excited. I thought everything was gonna go so great. Now it's like, well, I don't know. Okay, so this is their buffing bronzer. So I'm gonna use my Milani bronzer with this and see how this goes. I think of buffing as doing this, but I'm just gonna stamp it in. It picks up, because it is a pretty dense brush, it picks up more product than, I forget the name of the BK Beauty brush that I usually use. I think it's the 106. It's that angled, that tapered brush that's for blush and whatever. It's very soft. So this picks up quite a bit. See, make sure it's not lifting any of the product underneath. It doesn't seem to be. I'm gonna add a little concealer under that just to carve it out just a little bit. And I'm gonna go back in with that Pinnacle brush. I like this brush a lot. That's a good brush. I'm gonna use the angled cream blush. This is a little softer. As you can see, the shape of it, it's angled, but it's got a little domed top. All right, we're gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury. Let's try not to destroy this product. As you can see, it's very pink, very bright pink. And when I was looking at online, I was like, I don't think I have anything quite like that in my collection, but it's supposed to sheer out. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that's kind of this bubblegum pink color. How do I want to put this on? Do I want to put it on the brush first? Maybe. But that's pretty. It is a little intimidating when you first watch it, but you can sheer it out. And I was watching, I don't remember his name, he's a makeup artist, and he was watching some of these and demonstrating how they sheer out. That side seems a little bit brighter. Let's see if I can take this pinnacle brush and just sort of lighten it a little bit. I have like hairs all over my face. I don't know what they are or where they came from. And then I go to try to get it off and I can't find it. I can see it. My vision. Where are you? Am I imagining that? No, I'm not imagining. I see it. Maybe it's in my eyelash. All right, we're gonna move on. I also got the BK Beauty Lash Curler. I don't really use a lash curler, but I do have some unruly lashes that like to curve downwards. So I went ahead and got this. And this is my first time using it. I love the shape of it. It does not pinch my lid. This is maybe the first eyelash curler that hasn't pinched my lid. So this Dibs, this has gone viral and I can see why. Because one side is a tubing mascara. It's got a brown formula. And then the other side is, it's cruelty-free, gluten-free, formulated without parabens, sulfates, phthalates, and many more. So there's a lengthening tubing brown primer and a volumizing black mascara. And it's supposed to be all day wear, smudge-proof, flake-proof, easy removal. And the easy removal is because of the tubing formula of the primer, which just coats each lash and creates a tube. And I keep seeing that hair. It's got to be in my eyelash. Okay, so that's what the tubing side looks like. Let me go ahead and just prime that wand. And tubing formulas are generally more gentle on your lashes, which I like because my lashes have gotten kind of sparse, especially on the outer edges. So I am using a lash growth to try to get them to come back. But from what I understand, you should be able to use hot water to remove this mascara at night because it has that primer on it of a tubing formula. I almost just like that the way it is. I am going to use this on my lower lashes too. Okay, now going in with the volumizing, and that does look like a volumizing wand. It's that sort of hourglass shape, much thicker. I can already tell that formula is much thicker. I'm tempted to wipe the brush off a little bit. I think I will. Wow, that is some volume. Definitely. My eyelashes look incredible. They look so thick. Okay, and it did help curling them. I will say that curler worked really good. I think what's happening with my eyelashes, because they've gotten kind of unruly, and I hate to say this. I hate to say this because it's like one of my favorite things of all time, but I sleep with an eye mask called a Nod Pod, and I think it's like misshaping my eyelashes. Okay, I got too thick there. I forgot to bring in one of my clean spoolies. I usually bring a clean spoolie in with me so that I can remove any excess, but yeah, it got a little thick. Let's see if I can gently remove some with my finger. Yeah, but that's really nice. It's like very volumizing, very glam. This blush is very glowy, don't you think? Like, that's very nice. Now, if I want to take that down a little bit, and I might, I'm gonna go in with a little more powder. I'm gonna go back in with that Infallible Blur-Fection. I use this brush. What is this brush? I also got this one. This is called a multi-powder. You know what? Maybe I'll use that. So this is also angled, but very soft, as you can see. I like that. I like that because it's not gonna pack on too much powder all at once. I really like this. This is really nice. I am gonna wipe off this gloss. Yeah, I don't know if you can see if it's picking up on camera or not, but this really emphasized the dry patches on my lips. This Wonderskin. Sort of like if you were wearing a matte liquid lipstick for many hours and you go and it had sort of rubbed off, but it had gathered into your dry spots. So I really should have exfoliated my lips, which I meant to, and I just forgot to do it before I came in here. But I do like that it has added color to my lips. So even if my lip product wears off throughout the day and I don't have a time to touch it back up, my lips aren't going to look dead like they normally do. So I got the color combination, the fair shade. By the way, all the products are going to be linked below. I will also put them in a pinned comment with my most recent thoughts. So this is the Sculpt color. And the tip of that just broke off. Okay. I'm not even pressing hard. Okay, so the other one you're supposed to fill. And the tip just broke off of that one too. Not a good start to these. I should just put a towel on my lap. I've heard other people do that. I think that would be a good idea. So just so you can see, that is the Sculpt color and that is the fill color. You know, just pink. Like, I'm not impressed, especially since the tips broke off of both of these when I started using them. And you could stop there and leave it matte, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the Hourglass, whatever this product is called. It's their plumping lip balm, and this is the color Slip. And this makes everything better. Yeah, not exactly sure why that happened with the concealer, because I really love this concealer. I've been using it every day. And I don't know if I just started sweating so much in here that it just broke up. Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. So not looking great under my eyes, but I can't really blame it on the concealer because I know how this concealer wears, and it usually wears beautifully. All right, I'm gonna set everything with the One Size Powder Melt. I've been loving this product. I haven't talked about this, but I've been using this also nonstop because the issue I've been having being over 50, postmenopausal, dry skin. I already had dry skin to begin with, and it seems like it's gotten worse. But the one thing that happens is that I talked about this in a previous video, that my skin seems to be throughout the day, probably from being in air conditioning all day long, gets drier and drier and drier, and that by the end of the day, like, my skin looks so dry. Even though I use very moisturizing skincare products and I don't over powder, this seems to be helping that from not happening. It helps to melt all of the makeup sort of down and together and be cohesive, but I'm not as dry at the end of the day. We had some good things here and some things I'm sort of on the fence about. Let's ignore the concealer because I know I love this concealer. I don't know what happened today. Let's just ignore that. I love the way this lifter stick went on. I loved the blendability of it. I think it looks really nice and very natural. And I think this is a really good formula. I'm so bummed that I broke it, but I think I can still use it. But even the color is a really good match on me. So I really like this a lot. This new Bobbi Brown, I'm not sure I love the colors. I don't love how the colors look together. I don't know. I think they seem to conflict a little bit with each other. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the way this looks? I'm sort of on the fence about this. I don't know that I like it that much, especially for the price. Not sure. I gotta say, I really love the Charlotte Tilbury blush. This is very beautiful, and I'll be curious to see how this wears, if it fades down throughout the day. I really hope it doesn't. Sometimes these, if you don't set these cream formulas with a powder blush, they'll just sort of fade away throughout the day. And so I'll let you know. Like I said, I always leave a pinned comment with my most current thoughts about products. And with mascaras, you know, you're just gonna have to wait and see, because if this flakes or smudges, I'm gonna not be happy with it. But I think my lashes look really amazing. I really like the way my lashes look right now. They look lengthened and volumized. Yeah, the Wonderskin, I liked what it did of giving me color, but I'm gonna have to try it after exfoliating. That's really what I'm gonna have to do. And see how my lips, if they're still stained when I wash my face tonight. That will be very interesting to see if I still have color on my lips at that point. And that's sort of what I'm wanting. I'm wanting, you know, a stain so that my lips don't look so flat, you know? This lip liner duo, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same quality as her other lip liners. I think I had one of her lip liners before. I'm pretty sure that I did. And it didn't like break off immediately the way both sides of this did. Maybe it's a fluke. Maybe it's a fluke that it broke off. I don't know. It's certainly not a soft formula. It's not what I would consider like a gel formula. It's a pretty matte formula, which I would think would be very long wearing. So I hope it's long wearing, especially for the price of this. And like I said, I will keep you posted how long wearing it was. And I did not like it on its own, but topped with the Hourglass is beautiful. I mean, I love this formula. I want every single color. I have 2 now, and I want every color in this formula because I love the way it makes my lips look. I love the way it makes my lips look. It's, I mean, gorgeous. And so I shared with you the Anisa brushes, and so far, very impressive. This Pinnacle foundation brush is just amazing. What a good brush. And I liked all of the ones that I tried today, actually. I think they're all very good quality. I'm really happy that I ordered these. Like I said, I did place a BK Beauty order, and so I didn't use some of the new brushes that I got there other than this multitasker, the N14. This is, I love this though, already. I can tell I'm gonna love this. It comes to a point, so it's sort of like flat on these sides, so you could really like pat in, but then you've got the point and the rounded dome. I can just see how it really is a multitasker, and this is going to be probably a brush that I get a lot of use out of. And I really like this eyelash curler. I really hope it was still recording. My phone went into low power mode. I didn't know that that was gonna happen. But anyways, I'm gonna just finish here because I have to finish. I was in low power mode. I don't know if it was still recording. But I really like this eyelash curler. it's the first one I've ever used that did not pinch my eye. So I think they did a really good job of getting the shape that works for me anyways. Hopefully it works for a lot of people. Okay, well that does it for me. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm happy I got back to filming, but you know, had a bunch of snafus, and that's what happens, it seems like, when you haven't filmed in a while. But thank you for sticking around, and if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to give this a like and to subscribe if you're not already. That really helps me. It helps get my videos out to more people. Leave me a comment also below if you've tried any of these products and if you like them, or if you have recommendations for me. I love to take a look at your recommendations. Well, again, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate your time. And if you have a little more time, I'm gonna recommend a video here for you to watch, and YouTube is gonna recommend a video for you as well. But if you don't have time, no worries. I'll just see you in my next one. But until then, you know what? You're doing great.